kindness club. Click here. So if I can't put Kim. Okay, so it's lesson 4.3, learning the key terms. The appendicular skeleton is J, which is the body's bones and the appendages and the arms and legs. Carpal bones D, which is the wrist bone. Clavicle is R, which is doubly curved long bone that forms the part of the shoulder girdle, the collarbone. 4, femur is O, which is thigh bone. And 5, fibula, which is I, the bone of the lower leg that does not bear weight. Okay, now for lesson 4.3 study questions. 1. How does the appendicular skeleton differ from the axial skeleton? The appendicular skeleton deals with the appendages and is built for motion, while the axial skeleton is to provide stability for the core of the body. What are the names of the bones of the bones of the shoulder girdle and their location and their function? It's on the right and left clavicle or collarbone, right and left shoulder blades, and they act as an attachment sites for the numerous muscles that allow the arms to move at the shoulder in many directions. 3. What is the stemboclavicle joint? What kind of motion is it responsible for? Where the medial end of the clavicle attaches to the sternum, it is responsible for shrugging, raising the arms, and the swimming motion. So this is lesson 4.4, learning the key terms. A joint type that permits only slight motion, and it is called the apheresis. It's highlighted right there. Synovial fluid is secreted by tender sheets to provide free motion of the tendons during the joint movement. Number 3, also called meniscus, the articular fibrocartilage, is tissue shaped like a disc or Pevsel disc that provides cushioning at the joint. 4, permitting extremely limited movement. Syndesmosis is a joint which is dense fibrous tissue binds the bones together. So, and this is lesson study questions. 1. What are some criteria used to classify joints? Joint complexity. The number of axes presents joint structure and joint function. Number 2, joint complexity, the numbers of axes presents joint struggle and joint functions. 2, which criteria form of classifying joints is the easiest to remember and thus is most used is the joint function. Right there. 3, what are the 3 main categories of joints? It's immovable joints, the slightly movable joints, and the freely movable joints. And